And we are live. This is the Ultimate Fighter Champions finale. It's going to be Demetrious Johnson's for Tim Elliott. This is Bro Picks with Ricky.
What's up, guys? This is Justin. We had a good card last week. We got Whitaker versus Brunson. Cash that bet. It was a good fight. It was a very good first round. And now we're here with the TUF card. It was a good card. There's some good fights in this card. I'm looking forward to it. So we'll start off in it's either the middleweight or the lightweight heavyweight division. I think someone said it's the light heavyweight, but then it shows on UFC.com middleweight. So either one, I'm not really sure. I think it's going to be my heavyweight, though. But it's like mixed up right now, Sherdog and UFC.com. But anyways, we'll go with light heavyweight. We got Josh Stansbury versus Devin Clark. We got Stansbury's 8-3. We got Clark with 6-1. Stansbury's from TUF. He's a pretty decent fighter. He's a good wrestler. But Khalil Roundtree. Hurt me on the last card. Anyways, we'll say that for another day. Hurt him on the feet and finished him in the first round. And Devin Clark is pretty good on the feet. He's kind of similar to him on the feet too. And he has good takedown defense. And he trains at Jackson's. He's a former RFA light heavyweight champ. He lost his debut against Alex Nicholson. He was winning the fight until he got caught. And Stansbury didn't impress me in his win in the octagon against Corey Hendricks. So I'm going to go with Devin Clark. I think he hurts him on the feet. He stuffs his takedowns and gets a finish. But I am going to pass on this fight for Benny. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know, man. At first, I was going with Josh Stansbury, but I forgot that he was the wrong person I was thinking of, I guess. Then I did did some research and I got knocked out by Khalil, right? I thought he was the guy that Khalil fought in the finale for some reason at first, but then I realized I was wrong.
No, that's Sanchez. Yeah, Khalil knocked him out in the first round.
Wait, Sanchez?
No, you're talking about Andrew Sanchez.
Yeah, Andrew Sanchez wrecked him, right? Wrecked Khalil, right?
Laid on Khalil for 3 rounds, but Stansbury is the guy that got knocked out in I think the semifinals.
Yeah. So, and then there was Artem and Ryan Hall, right? And they fought, right?
Yeah, that was a couple seasons ago. We'll talk about Ryan Hall later on the show, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. So anyway,
Ryan Hall 30-27 him.
Devin Clark as well, just because Josh Stansbury just didn't do too well in the Ultimate Fighter. Since they probably just gave him a contract because they need some fighters for the for the prelims, but I don't really see him going too far either. So I'm gonna go with Devin Clark with the decision, but I'm not too confident, and I'm definitely not betting on this fight. So yeah, it looks like we both agree on this one for Devin Clark, and so yeah, let's go move on to the next fight. It's gonna be a pretty good fight. We got Elvis Mutapcic versus Smith. So Elvis is 15-4, and Anthony Smith is 25-12. So yeah. If I were to unfortunately I have Elvis to win this one. What about you?
Yeah, I'm actually disagreeing with you. This is a close fight. I'm not betting on this fight, but Anthony Smith's a pretty well-rounded fighter. I'm not saying he's a good fighter. I think he's pretty decent, but he lost against Mutante in his last fight, but he didn't get finished. And Mutante's looked pretty good recently. He's kind of reinvented himself, and the fact that he didn't get finished, that's pretty impressive. Elvis is not much of a finisher. He's been in there with good guys, but he's not really a good fighter. He went to a draw with Kevin Casey, but Kevin Casey won the first 2 rounds pretty easily. The 3rd round he won, but he's not. I don't know. He's just not that active for me, and he doesn't go for the kill. And Anthony Smith, goes for the kill. He's, in my opinion, a 1-round fighter. He gasses, but I do think Anthony Smith can get him out in there in the first round. So he has good knees. He's good on the feet. He's a good wrestler. It's a good ground game too. So I'm gonna go with Anthony Smith, but like I said, I'm not betting on this fight. All right, guys. So let's move on to the next one. We got Kailin Curran, who's 4-3 against Jamie Moyle in the women's strawweight division. I'm not betting on this fight again, but I'm pretty confident in my pick. I'm going with Jamie Moyle. Kailin Curran is not impressive. She's a pretty hot fighter, but yeah, I'm not. That's outside right now. I'm not even talking about that, but She lost her debut against Paige Van Zant. I mean, you know, she did pretty good in the first round, but then she went out and lost to Alex Chambers. She's winning the entire fight and then got caught. And then she beat Emily Kagan, who's a scrub. She's not even in the UFC anymore. I watched that fight live, and she was a close fight. I mean, she almost lost that fight. It was a very dark close fight until she got the finish. And then she goes out there against Felice Herrig and gets wrecked in like a minute. She gets her back taken, you know, got choked out. She's not good on the ground. I mean, she just, I don't know what it is. Like, she's like a little like mental, like fight IQ, a terrible fight IQ, does not have good submission defense. And Jamie Moyle is good, dude. I mean, that's what her game's all about. She's aggressive on the feet, has a great ground game. She lost on TUF against Amanda Cooper, and it was a very close decision. A lot of people thought it should have won 3 rounds. So I'm going to go with Jamie Moyle. I like her. She's a good fighter. And I'm not bold enough to bet on it, but I'm going to be picking her to win. What about you?
So we're going to go with the newcomer then for the win. I'm going to have to pass. I didn't really do much research on this tape, so on these fighters. So, yeah, let's move on to the next one. We got Dong-Hyun Kim versus Brandon O'Reilly. Hyun Kim is 13-8, 6-2. I'm gonna have to go with Dong-Hyun Kim with this one, just because I think he's the more. I think his striking is just better than O'Reilly's. I know he's coming off of a pretty bad some losses, but I think he's gonna make a comeback. He's up against the fence right now. It's do or die. So I think he's going to get the win. What about you?
Yeah, I don't feel confident betting on a guy that's 0-2 in the UFC. But I mean, I've been back and forth in this fight. I'm definitely not betting this fight. I'm going to be going with Kim, but it's a pick-em fight. And the Badger O'Reilly is definitely has an advantage on the ground. And on the feet, it's all Kim. Kim's been in, that war against Polo Reyes is pretty good, but then he got wrecked at welterweight against Dominic Steele. But, O'Reilly's dropping down from welterweight. He got wrecked against Joban. So I think he might have, he's not going to be the smaller guy in a lot of these fights. I mean, he's going to have a good, he's going to be, I don't know, he had a huge size advantage at welterweight. Now he's going to be good, but I still think he's going to lose. I mean, just like I said, it's a pick and fight, but I think Kim has more tools, and I think Kim can hurt him on the feet and possibly get a finish. So I'm going to go with Kim. All right, the next fight, we got Rob Font in the bantamweight division, who's 17-2 versus Matt Danger Schnell, 9-2. This is a good fight. This is one of my favorite fights of the card. I am going with the dog and Danger. There's a lot of red flags in Font, and Font is a good fighter. I'm not taking anything away from him, but this is his third opponent change. He was supposed to fight Ian Outwhistle, the leg lock guy. That fight fell through, I think, like the day before. Then he's supposed to fight Alejandro Perez in this card. That fight fell through. And then, Danger takes this on, a week notice. Danger's a completely different fighter than Alejandro Perez. And you just can't train for this style that he has. I mean, he's an aggressive fighter, very good on the feet, very good ground game, and he has power on the feet, too. I mean, he was the former Legacy champ. He looked good on TUF. Yeah, he lost to Tim Elliott, but Tim Elliott's fighting for the belt, So, I mean, you can't get mad at him.
Nature. Next to the city.
Make fun of him about that. But anyways, yeah, I like Danger in this fight, and a lot of people are sleeping on him. I'm telling you right now. I mean, yeah, he's going up to 135. He's a big kid. I mean, he's probably I think he's going to fight a bantamweight for the rest of his UFC career. He's a big kid. I don't know how he made 125. He has a reach advantage in this fight too. It's close, but I think he might be a little bigger than Font too. So I see him hurting Font in the feet and possibly getting sub. So if he doesn't get a sub, he's going to get a decision win, maybe a TKO. I don't know, but I see Danger getting sand raised for sure. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's. Wait, so can you say what were your red flags again? Just because it's a short notice fight.
I think one big red flag is that Font's. I mean, the whole opponent change. I mean, Danger's taking this on short notice. I mean, Font's already, the opponent changes. I don't know. I don't think that's good for him. He's supposed to fight two different other people. You can't compare. You can't train for a dude like this for a week's notice. You can't.
What do you mean a dude like this? He's not that like what does he have that's I mean, I seen that he has a really good he has really good jiu-jitsu, but what is different about him than everyone else?
I mean, he's way different than Muslim. He's way different than Honda Perez. I mean, Muslim offers nothing on the feet, and Perez doesn't really either, you know? So, I mean, Danger's a well-rounded fighter.
That's true. That's good. But I don't know. I just see some tape on Rob Font, and he's no slouch, man. I think he's got some really good stand-up. He's very explosive, and he's got some like knockout power, man. He got that first round. He got like a first round KO against George Roop that like was pretty impressive. I mean,
yeah, but Roop and Gomez are not that good.
He's not that right. That's what I was just gonna say. But I mean, they are finishes in the UFC. So I mean, it is pretty legit, if you ask me. If I were to bet, I like betting on the dog, but I don't know, man. He went to war with Lineker, and it was pretty impressive. I think if you can go the distance with Lineker, it's pretty good. I really think this fight's going to stay standing though, unless Schnell's going to take it to the floor. I haven't seen enough tape on Schnell. Just him, getting the one that I seen him on TUF where he got the triangle. A YouTube video where he went for like a Darce choke when he hurt the guy, and like he went on his back to try to get a submission, ended up in a bad position, and then he got an armbar from bottom side control, right?
Yeah.
Right, which was I mean, my hat's off to him. That's good. That's a really good move, but I just don't think that that won't work in the UFC, but who knows? Maybe Batchelor's ground game is better than Rob Font's. I'm not saying. I don't know. I haven't. His ground game is really impressive. If you ask me, if he can get submissions like that from the bottom, I don't think Rob Font's going to take to the ground. Do you think Snell's going to take him down?
I don't know, man. I just think he can take. I just think he can hang with him on the feet, and I don't see him taking him down, but I see him hurting him and then catching a sub. I mean, he has a good style. He's really aggressive, and he's that kind of guy that's gonna bull rush you and like drag you to the fence and hurt you against the cage. And another red flag on Font is that Danger's been more active. I mean, Font hasn't fought that much in 2 years. This is Danger's like 4th fight this year. So there's another red flag right there. And I really do.
He fought Lineker. He fought Lineker in May.
Yeah, it's like one time in like 2 years. I mean, he hasn't fought that much. Definitely Danger's been the more active guy.
Yeah, you're right. So it was January of 2016, and before then he didn't fight. So he has 2 recent fights, and then a 2-year gap.
Yeah, this is like Danger's 4th or 5th fight this year.
Oh, all right.
But I just think the opponent change thing is going to be a big deal. I mean, 2 other dudes you're supposed to fight. Like, I don't know, dude. It goes through your head, you know? Like, you have to go through a new training camp and all that stuff. Like, I don't know. I mean, you saw what Cole Miller put on our Facebook on betting charts. He's saying he doesn't want to fight anymore and all this. Like, after the whole opponent change, like, I don't know. Just every fight is different. But I think preparing for 2 other dudes, I mean, Danger's a way different dude than both those guys. I just think the short notice helps Danger. So, I mean, I don't think people think he's one-dimensional. He just has a good ground game. He has a very good arsenal on the feet. So, I mean, if I had to give it to someone, I'd probably give it to Font, but it's very close. So I really do. I mean, and Danger has a really good chin. They both have good chins. Neither guys have been knocked out. So, but I'm telling you, man, the advantage is Danger's going to drop him and catch a sub. I mean, his ground game is just elite.
But didn't you just say that Font might have the better striking?
Yeah, I mean, he probably does, but it's close. I mean, you have to give it to Font. I mean, you know? He has the UFC experience.
So you think Rob Font is better at striking, but Matt Schnell can still catch him?
I think Danger can hang with him on the feet, but if I had to choose one of them on the feet, I mean, probably Font. But on the ground, it's Danger. But I don't think it's like, wow, I don't think it's like a 10-6 or something like that. Like, I think it's close. But if I had to give it to someone, I'd probably give it to Font.
I see. I'm probably gonna go have to just. I'm probably gonna have to pick Font to win, man. But if I am gonna bet, I think I'll bet on Schnell. Just because, like you said, it's like I think it's closer than what the odds have him. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's a pick'em fight. So I think it's pretty good to bet on Matt Schnell in this case because it's like you're getting 2-1 for your money. So you can't beat. I mean, that's pretty good right there. You know.
Yeah, I got him at plus 200. I mean, I'm gonna cash that $100 bet. So
Makes me want to bet on him as well. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a really good. I can't wait to watch it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I watched a lot of tape on both these guys, but I think Dave's gonna pull it off. All right, go ahead. Call the next fight.
All right, next fight's gonna be a good one too, man. I think it's gonna be a very fun fight to watch. It's gonna be Gray Maynard versus Ryan Hall, the Wizard. So Gray Maynard, he's a beast. They're gonna be fighting at 145. Ryan Hall is more the technical one. I think was it Uriah Faber that gave him that nickname, the Wizard. I think he got it on the show, but anyway, doesn't matter. I think Ryan Hall is a lot more well-rounded than people think. A lot of things, even me, I thought of him as a leg lock guy, but even if you look at more of his jiu-jitsu stuff, he's actually known for triangles as well. So I think he's very well-rounded in the jiu-jitsu department. He doesn't just go for leg locks, but he does like to go for them recently in MMA, so it is kind of a concern. But we'll see how. But who knows? Maybe he was just doing leg locks because he knew that no one else knows him. But who knows? And Gray Maynard, man, he's just a bull. He's got that epic fight with Frankie Edgar. That can go down in the books as a war. You heard him. If I were to have to look, I'd have to see that. I don't know. It's interesting to see what happens because Gray Maynard, he's going to be a very good wrestler. So it is going to be hard for Ryan Hall to do anything to that base because these wrestlers are pretty good against jiu-jitsu grapplers, especially if he's got good top game. I think so, at least. Elite wrestlers, I think, give some jiu-jitsu guys a hard time just because it's so hard to sweep them or submit them. But I don't know, man. I've been going back and forth. I think I'm going to have to go with Gray Maynard for the win. I'm just going to see Ryan Hall either just getting manhandled or just trying to go for a desperate submission and getting ground and pounded. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm disagreeing with you. I'm going with Ryan Hall. I mean, Gray Maynard, in my opinion, is done, and he has no chin anymore. I mean, they put him against a bottom-of-the-barrel opponent in Fernando Bruno in his last fight, and Bruno had him in some bad positions. And then Ryan Hall has you in a bad position, it's over. So a lot of people think that Ryan Hall is one-dimensional. I think he actually is pretty decent on the feet, and I think he can hurt Gray Maynard on the feet, to be honest. So I'm going to go with Hall. I mean, even if Gray Maynard, takes him down, I mean, he's in trouble. I mean, Ryan Hall's so good off his back. I mean, he's crafty everywhere. I mean, I'm not going to say he's going for a title shot, anytime soon. He's going to get picked apart once he goes against, the guys, the top guys. But I'm just not high on Maynard anymore. I think he should retire, and I think it's a bad matchup for him. And once Ryan Hall goes to plus money, I'm going to be cashing that bet all day. So I got Ryan Hall. Next fight, we got Brandon Moreno in the flyweight division, 12-3, versus Ryan Benoit, 9-4. This is a good fight. A lot of people are sleeping on Benoit. I don't know why, but I'm picking Benoit. Brandon Moreno's a good fighter. He's 12-3. But first off, he had a lot of trouble with the one leg guy a couple fights ago. I mean, that's a couple fights ago. I mean, but still, he looked good against Smoker. I'm not gonna say anything bad about him, but he's good on the feet. But he's really green in my opinion. Benoit's been in there with good competition. He's the only guy that's ever knocked out a Pettis brother in Sergio Pettis. I mean, he has heavy hands for a flyweight. In my opinion, he has some good power in the division. And I know Ben Wynn, hurt him and finished him pretty early, but it's Ben Wynn. And I don't listen to MMA math and all that stuff at all. So Benoit's good. He's a good wrestler. He's good on the feet. He's definitely better than Moreno on the feet, in my opinion. I mean, Moreno, has good subs, good ground game, but Benoit's a good wrestler too. So it's a pick'em fight, but I'm going to be going with Benoit. But I'm not going to be betting this fight, but I think Benoit's fought the better competition. He's a little more well-rounded, and Moreno's good. I tip my hat off to the Smoker win, but he's struggled, dude, with wrestlers before, and just like what I said about the one-legged guy. I mean, that guy, he was struggling against him. You should watch this fight a couple fights ago. But anyways, I'm gonna go with Benoit. What about you?
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, man. What do you have against one-legged guys, dude? For all you know, this guy was a freaking beast. Anyway, I just think that Brandon Moreno, he has a lot of show, and I don't think Ryan Benoit is going to be the guy to stop him right now. I mean, his only win, he does have a pretty impressive win over Sergio Perez, but I think he sucks. So I don't know. Doesn't really mean much to me. I think Brandon Moreno, he kind of won me over on the Ultimate Fighter when he fought the #1 ranked guy seed, and it was just a war, man. Unfortunately, he got caught in a choke in the second round, but I think he was winning the first round, and I think he has a lot to learn. If he gets with a really good camp, I think he can be one of the best in this division. I don't know. I was just a fan watching. I think he has a lot of heart, and yeah, his first round submission over Luis Smoko was just really impressive. I mean, he is a champion of a different league. So I mean, I'll have to go with Brandon Moreno for this one.
Are you gonna bet on it?
I don't know, maybe not. What you said are pretty good. Are some red flags. He is kind of green, so I'm definitely gonna have to watch a little bit more tape on both of them if I decide to bet. So. Right now, I'm more likely to bet on Danger than him, to be honest, just because he's a 2-1 dog, and I think the fight is pretty close.
Nice. I do not care about the next fight, but I mean, we'll do it briefly.
Yeah, we'll do it briefly. I think it's going to be an easy one. It's Sara McMann versus Alexis David, and I think McMahon is just going to use her wrestling to get the win with the decision. What about you?
Yeah, man, I agree. I mean, Davis hasn't fought in 2 years, and she's coming off a pregnancy, and we just saw what happened to a Devin versus Marion Renault. I mean, women coming back from a pregnancy. I mean, it's too soon. And I'm gonna be going with McMahon. Wrestling, not bad in the feet. I think she wins. A boring decision. All right, the next fight. I've been back and forth in this fight, but I finally found a pick. Or made a pick. We got Ion Cutelaba versus Jared, the Kill Gorilla Canara. We got Ion who's 12-2. We got Jared who is, I think, 8-1. It's a good matchup. I mean, Jared's dropping down from heavyweight, and he's making his light heavyweight debut. Ion used to fight in heavyweight, I think, in the past, and he's 1-1 UFC. He looked good against Misha Serkinov, and then beat Jonathan Wilson. Good decision. He's gonna push the pace in this fight, and he's really aggressive. He doesn't mind getting hit. He does get hit a lot. That's what I mentioned, on our group today. But I don't think Jared's the guy that's gonna knock him out. I mean, Jared, in my opinion, he gasses out. If he doesn't knock him out in the first round, I mean, Ion's gonna, beat in the second, third round, probably finish him late. But this is definitely not going to a decision. I'm gonna be looking at, the under, maybe inside the distance. But I'm going with Ion in this fight. I think he knocks him out. He pushes a really good pace, aggressive, and he doesn't mind getting hit. He has a very good chin, so I'm gonna go with Ion. He hits super hard too. What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I just think Ion is just a little bit more technical. He's gonna be faster, and I think that's just gonna be his key to victory. Just use technique over strength, So, yeah, Cutelaba, man, I like him. So I'm going with him for the win. Let's move on to the next one. We got Jake, the Juggernaut Ellenberger for Jorge, Gamebred Masvidal. And I mean, I'm pretty sure this is a pretty straightforward fight to predict. It's going to be Jorge Masvidal all the way, I think. Jake Ellenberger, he's great, man. He has a lot of heart. He's a true fighter, but I really think he's on his way out. He has a lot of mileage on him. He's 31-11. That means he's done like 42 professional fights. That's a shit. I mean, Jorge Masvidal's right there. Sorry, 30-11 too. But I don't know why. I just feel like Jorge Masvidal, he just seems so much younger, or like he seems like he's more in his prime right now. Ellenberger is not. Mm-hmm. He's kind of on his way out. I think maybe he's had some pretty good recent fights recently against Matt Brown, but I mean that's Matt Brown, so I have no faith in Matt Brown whatsoever. George Masvidal is good. He's coming off of some split decision losses. Which he could avoid at least easily, I think, if he learns from some of his mistakes, which I hope he has. He's coming off of a pretty good win off of Ross Pearson. He hurt him pretty badly in that fight. He could have finished it. The only thing I don't like about Masvidal is that he doesn't have that. It doesn't appear to have that killer instinct. You know what I mean? He doesn't. I think he's so much better than some of his past opponents, and he could have finished them when he had him hurt, but he just didn't go for it. Maybe he just likes to play it safe or something. But can't deny technique, man. I just think Masvidal is gonna clean him up, man. I think it should be easy work for him. I don't know if it's gonna go within inside the distance though, man. Just because a lot of his fights go to decision, so I wouldn't really bet on that. I think he is gonna get the win though, so I might throw him in a parlay. Not sure, but I really do think he's probably my most confident pick. What about you?
Yeah, I agree with you, but I do disagree with you because I'm definitely betting on him inside the distance. Jake Ellenberger, yeah, he went out there and dropped Matt Brown, but Matt Brown after that was piecing him up until he got hurt with the body kick and got finished. I mean, he was hurting Ellenberger bad. Ellenberger is, in my opinion, on his way out. We got Jorge Masvidal, who's one of the most underrated fighters in the division. I mean, his defense on the feet and on the ground is so good. His boxing's so good. I mean, he's gonna pick him apart, and he's gonna make a statement in this fight. He already said he wants to win or Johnny Henderson Magny or Cowboy and Matt Brown. So I mean, he deserves a big fight. This is his first ranked opponent in the welterweight division. I mean, Larkin is now, but I think before he wasn't ranked. But anyways, yeah, I got Masvidal. He's gonna make a statement. He's gonna hurt him on the feet. And honestly, I mean, I see a Darce in this fight, maybe. So,
you say that of every fight he has, bro.
Just one fight, bro.
I feel like you that's like your favorite stuff to predict. It's like I don't know. I hear you predict it a lot. It's kind of funny. But there's I don't know. Dude, Jake Ellenberger has really good grappling. It's gonna be hard to get him in the Darce. I think it's gonna be standing up. He's just gonna pick him apart.
I think he's gonna hurt Ellenberger. I'm gonna go in for a crappy takedown to get caught,
and that's gonna lead to the Darce.
Either way, Masvidal's gonna finish it. So. TKO.
All right, Masvidal. I see a TKO, but I don't know. I more likely see a decision, to be honest.
It's going to be plus money. I'm pretty
sure.
All right, we got.
Go, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
I hope he knocks him out.
We got Joe B. Benavidez versus Henry Cejudo. This is a pretty straightforward fight. I'm picking Benavidez. He's arguably, the second best fighter in the division. I mean, he's fought the best guys. He's been very dominant too in his wins. And Cejudo's one-dimensional. I mean, he's not that good on the feet, in my opinion. And even if he takes down Benavidez, he's not going to be able to smother him. Benavidez going to get right back up. Benavidez is a very underappreciated fighter. I mean, I think he deserves to be top 15 pound for pound right now. So, I'm going with Joe B. Dominant decision. He's better everywhere besides the wrestling. What about you?
I'm gonna have to agree with you on this one. Henry Cejudo is just a boring fighter. If you ask me, he just does what it takes to win. In his previous wins, pretty good boxing, but I don't think his stand up is better than Benavidez. I think Benavidez has better submissions, but Cejudo might be better in the takedown department, maybe the grappling department, in the wrestling department. But Joseph probably has more chokes than he does. So, I don't know. It could be possible guillotine. He does have really good guillotines. I can see Benavidez just like lighting them up, the feet, stand up, and Cejudo going for a sloppy takedown and, might get a guillotine. one of the famous alpha male guillotines, you know. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna have to go with. Is it a 3-round fight? I think it is, right? Yeah, because it's just a co-main event. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. If Benavidez doesn't get the, I'm sorry to say, most likely he's gonna go to decision. I also see a guillotine as well. So, but not as likely. Yep. On to the next one. Right.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
All right, man. We got this championship fight for the flyweight division. We got Demetrious Johnson versus Tim Elliott, and to be honest, I think there's a lot of anticipation for this fight. There is a whole season built upon this fight. I mean, to be honest, I think it's been one of the best seasons I've seen so far. Yeah, Tim Elliott has 2 badass chokes coming off that season. You know, chokes that I've never seen before. Bulldog chokes, right? So, and if you ask me, man, I think he's kind of tall for this division. He's 5'7", so I'm pretty interested to see what Demetrious Johnson's going to do. My only concern, though, is that Tim Elliott's kind of reckless in there, and it will work for you in TUF, but I don't think it'll work for you against the Mighty Mouse. You know, I really do think Mighty Mouse has been one of the best champions in the UFC, besides John Jones or Anderson Silva. I don't really see Tim Elliott taking it away from him. I don't know. I just think he's a little too reckless for me, to be honest. And I just think he makes a lot of risky moves that a lot of fighters learn, that when you get to that higher level, you can't be taking those risks. You know, you'll get knocked out against these elite top. You know, once you get to top 5, you got to start fighting a little safer, don't you think? Like, I mean, look what happened to Brunson. He just got knocked the fuck out. Like, you can that kind of the recklessness only works, I think, to like the mid tier. You know, finish those guys quick, make a name for yourself, and then like it's a little harder. I mean, look at Tim Elliott's last fight. You know, you even said yourself he almost got choked out. So. And Mighty Mouse will definitely finish in that situation. I think Mighty Mouse is the kind of fighter you can't take any risks for, and you can't make a mistake with. And Tim Elliott has been known to make some mistakes in the octagon, and I think Demetrious is going to capitalize it and probably going to get the finish. I mean, it's a 5-round fight, and Tim Elliott goes hard. So I definitely think it's going to go inside the distance, Mighty Mouse. You?
Yeah, kind of off topic, but back on Brunson, I mean, in the post-fight conference, he said that he fought a dumb fight. He does that every fight. I mean, every fight he goes out there with his head out there, and I mean, sooner or later he's going to get countered by a very good counter striker in Whitaker. Anyways, it's in the past. Yeah, I wanted to pick Elliott so bad, but I mean, Hiramosa, I mean, had him in some dominant positions on the ground. And if Mighty Mouse has him on the ground like that, it's over. So, I really do not see how this fight goes 5 rounds. I mean, he fights so reckless. He's not going to be in there 20 minutes with Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse doesn't get him out there fast, in my opinion, maybe in the second round. He's too good everywhere. And Tim Elliott gasses out. I mean, he fights crazy in there. I mean, it's going to be a cool fight. But I hope Tim Elliott wins. But I'm picking Mighty Mouse. All right, so my most confident picks of the night. We got Mighty Mouse, Masvidal, and my dog of the night is Danger. What about you?
So, yeah, my most confident picks is probably going to be Benavidez, Masvidal, and that's about it for the most confident picks.
Okay. So far, I'm betting on Danger and Hall.
Don't have any bets yet. Definitely got to watch some more tape.
All right, guys. We'll be back. We'll be back next week for 2 cards. See you guys.
Have a good night, guys. Make some money.